Guys, just give me a couple of minutes time. The technical team is working on this. I think there is a little bit of technical glitch facing right now. Okay, so guys, just back. Let me just do a quick speed test because I think some of the students are facing an issue with the session speed. Not sure what is going wrong, but the net speeds from my end is perfect. Not really very sure where is it going wrong. Okay, okay. So let us come back to the three types of subscription that we are having. Okay, so the first type of subscription is a monthly subscription. So before even we were going to the subscriptions, right, guys, we as educators and the Unacademy team, okay, so we all received numerous requests from the students that the fees is actually becoming a barrier for many of the students because it is slightly on the higher side, but our target is to help the students learn and to help the students with their education. So education comes before everything else. So in order to reach out to more and more number of students, what we have done is we have simply slashed down the fees now. Okay, so let me just introduce you to the three new fee structures that we are having at present. So the first is, guys, the monthly fee structure. Okay, so over here you need to pay rupees 3,000 for every month. So if you're paying rupees 3,000, you get a straight away 1 month subscription. Next, guys, we are having a 6 month subscription. For that you need to pay rupees 300 at a go. And lastly, guys, we have a 12 month subscription where you need to pay rupees 18,000 at a go. Okay, so guys, these are broadly the structures that are there, and this particular package was previously costing around 30,000. Okay, so it has come down to 18,000, remarkably dropped the prices. So this is the best time to go for Unacademy subscriptions. And on top of that, guys, if you are actually using my referral code, that is royorco 1990 4337, you will get another 10% discount on top of the three prices that are there. So guys, do take Unacademy. So as I was saying, guys, we have already been through two sessions. Okay, so two sessions are already over. First session was took place on 2nd of March, and the session took place on 4th of March, and today is session, that is what we are having right now. So what we will do over here is, guys, since this is a crash course, we will be solving a few problems. Okay, and when we are solving this, we will be using concepts of triangles. Okay, we'll be using concepts of circles, and we will be using concepts of quadrilateral. Basically, overall, uh, overall in terms of geometry syllabus, everything will be there as and when we will be session. Okay, any doubts so far? And another ground rule for my sessions is, guys, whenever I'm presenting a question in front of, I'll definitely give you a good amount of time to solve it, but my request to all of you is, do try to solve it, or do make an attempt to solve it. Okay, because if you guys are not making an attempt to solve it, it's very difficult to understand where you are standing at present. So accordingly, I'll be actually changing the flow of the session as required. Okay, so guys, any doubts so far? So participation is must. Okay, any doubts? Any doubts? Okay, so guys, let's do one thing. Let us start off with the first question. So here is the first question for today, and you have exactly 1.5 minutes time to read the question and solve it. Is it doable, guys? Let's see. 1.5 minutes time, solve this particular question. Okay, and then we definitely will be solving it together. Anyone, or if you guys are done with the problem, okay, the moment you are done with the problem, do let me know. Okay, any answers so far? We are close to 1 minute's time. Any answers? Any answers? Anyone solving it? Then I will you have exactly 30 seconds more. So if anyone is solving it, then I'll definitely wait, or else I'll move ahead. I'll try to solve it for you guys. Anyone solving it? So we have overshot time. If anyone is solving, I'm ready to give another 30 seconds or 45 seconds. Yes or no, guys? Anyone solving it? Come on, guys. Is there anyone who is solving it, or else I'll start solving it for you guys. Okay. So what I'll suggest you guys is focus on the screen right now. Do not try to solve it anymore. Okay. Now, guys, time and again I mentioned, right? Okay. Okay, Anand. So I'll wait for another 30 seconds. Please let me know if you got the answer. It's a very simple problem that I started off. Okay, so let's solve it now. Okay, so what I'll suggest all of you to do is please focus on the screen when I'm trying to solve it. Okay, now time and again, guys, I tell my students that whenever you are doing a geometry problem, okay, and while you're reading the question, okay, do scribble the diagram. Okay, so do a rough diagram so that you get to understand what the question is. Now let us read this question first. Let the consecutive vertices of a square S be A, B, C, and D. Okay, let E, F, and G be the midpoints of the sides AB, BC, and AD. So let us draw the square first. Okay, so if we are drawing the square, it will look something like this, right, guys? And guys, if you if you feel that at any place, if you're facing any kinds of doubts, right, you feel that you're not getting to do it, okay, do pause me and definitely tell me where is the doubt, so I'll definitely try to solve it, explain the doubts that you guys are having. Okay, now, so let the consecutive vertices of a square S is A, B, C, D. Okay, so let us say A, B, C, D. These are the vertices of the square. Let E, F, and G be the midpoints of sides AB, E, BC, and AD. So if for AB the midpoint is E, so let's say this is okay, and for BC the midpoint is F, that is what it is stating, so let's say this is F, okay, and G is the midpoint for AD. Okay, so G is the midpoint for AD. Okay, now so then the ratio of the area of the quadrilateral EFDG. Okay, so EFD. Okay, so this is the other quadrilateral that we are having. Okay, EFDG is the quadrilateral that we are having. Right now, what we have to do is we need to figure out what is the ratio of the area of this particular quadrilateral and this particular square S. Okay, so that's what we need to figure out. Any doubts with the question, guys? With the question. Okay, now see, for these kind of questions now you can actually solve it even without solving the question, right? आपको actually paper and pen में करने का कोई ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. ऐसे questions you can solve it straight away from the diagram. Let me show you how. Now, what we know already is G is the midpoint of AD, right? F is the midpoint of BC, and this is a square. Now let us do one simple thing. Let us just connect GF. ठीक है, एक construction में यहाँ पे कर रहा हूँ GF, right? So what I've done so far is I've simply joined GF, right? So what are we getting over here, guys? यहाँ पे we are getting two triangles, right? This is one triangle, right? That is AGBF or AGFB. This is one triangle, and the other triangle is GFDC, right? Okay, now first concentrate only on this particular rectangle, that is AGFB. Okay, so if you're concentrating on this particular rectangle, that is AGFB, what will be the case over here if we are actually let's say let me just triangle GEF, okay, and what is the ratio of these two, and triangle AGFB. Okay, so sorry, this is rectangle, guys. Okay, what will be the ratio of the area of these two figures? it will be basically 1 is to 2, right? And why is it so, guys? Because this triangle, that is triangle GEF, right? GEF is having the same base, or the base of the triangle GEF is equal to the base of this particular rectangle, that is ABFG, right? And again, this height of this particular triangle, right, is equal to height of this particular rectangle. So under such circumstances, what happens? So if you are drawing any triangle within a rectangle, height of the triangle is equal to height of the rectangle, and base of the triangle is equal to base of the rectangle, then the area of that particular triangle is half of that particular rectangle. Okay, so using that particular concept, what we can say is triangle AGF to triangle GEF to that of rectangle AGFB. Okay, their areas are in the form of 1 is to 2, right? Now, in the same way, guys, now concentrate on rectangle GFCD. Okay, now if you're concentrating on rectangle GFCD, just check this particular triangle, that is GFD. Okay, is on having the same base that of rectangle GFCD, and having the same height that of rectangle GFCD, right? So once again, this particular triangle is also equal to half of the area of this particular rectangle, that is GFCD. Now, if you club up both the figures, right, and form this particular square that is there, that is ABCD. So what we are getting is, in this half, this particular triangle is half of this particular rectangle, and in this half, this particular triangle is basically half of this particular rectangle. So overall area of this particular quadrilateral that is there will be half the area of this particular square. Any doubts, guys? Answer will be option A, that is half. Any doubts? Any doubts? Please feel free to ask it, guys, if you're having any doubts. I definitely do not want to leave the session with having any doubts with the concepts that we're going to talk about today. So any doubts? If no, then we'll move ahead with the next question. So guys, this is just a demo of the complete course that is there. So the complete course is available on Unacademy Plus. Okay, so that's a package of so here is the next question for all of you. Okay, and guys, you have exactly 1.5 time to solve this. Let's see. Your time has already started, guys. So to try, if anyone has already obtained the answer, please feel free to comment it. Anyone up with the answer already? Is there anyone up with the answer, guys? Please comment, guys, if anyone is up with the answer. Is there anyone who is solving it? There's 30 seconds more over here. So is there anyone who is solving? Anyone solving it, guys? Then I'll wait for another 30 seconds, or I will, solving it for you guys. Anyone who is solving it, then I'll wait, or else I'll move ahead with the session. Anyone who is solving it? Okay, so guys, what I'll do is let me just quickly show you how to solve this particular problem. Okay. Okay. Now, first thing is, guys, let us try to understand what the question is asking. Okay. A square is drawn by joints of the sides of a given square. Okay. A third square is drawn inside the second square in the same way, and this process is continued indefinitely. So guys, over here, this is slightly tricky. Okay, let us try to understand what it is. If a side of the square, okay, if the side of the first 8 centimeters, the sum of the areas of all such squares formed in square centimeter is, that's the question. Now, let us try to understand what the question is asking. Okay, so there is a square. Okay, so this is, let us say this is the square. Okay, and what we know is the sides of this particular square is 8 centimeters each. Okay, now next what we are doing is we are simply joining the midpoints. Okay, so what are we getting, guys? So if we are joining, let's say these two midpoints, let's say this is the other midpoint that is there, so we are joining this two mid. Okay, let's say this is the third midpoint that is there, so we are joining the third midpoint that is there, and let's say we are joining all of them, right? So formed is another square, right? Now next what we are doing is, again, we are joining the midpoints of this newly formed square. Okay, so what are we getting? So this is another square that is getting formed, right? So on and so forth, right? Now this is how the figure is continuing. Again, guys, taking the midpoint of this particular square, we will be joining another square, or we will be creating another square. So this is how the squares are getting formed. Okay, now what we can see is this is definitely a series problem, where there is a series of a by 1 minus r. What is it, Anand? What do you mean by a by 1 minus r? Okay, yeah, that is true. We will be, yeah. So I think what you are trying to say over here is we will be using the GP series, right? Infinite GP series concept is what we are using. Is this what you are trying to ask, Anand? And that is absolutely right. We will be using the infinite GP series over here, infinitely reducing GP series, in fact, because as you can see that area of these squares are reducing. Okay, so basically what we are figuring out over here is that this will be a series or a GP series which is infinitely reducing. So let's see how the GP series is getting formed. Now, what is the area of this particular outer square, guys? That's very easy, because we know that the sides are basically 8. So area of the nothing but 8 into 8, right? That is 64. Okay. Now, what is the area of that is just inside the larger square? How do we figure out? For that, guys, we need to figure out any of the sides of this particular inner square that is there. Now we know that this side and this side are equal, so this is 4 and this is also 4, right? Because this is the midpoint, and if the whole thing, this part over here will be definitely 4, right? So what is the length of this particular side that is there? So it's nothing but, what will it be? Root over of 4 square plus 4 square. Yes, absolutely right, Anand. You are on the right track. So what is this coming up to? This is coming up to 4 root 2, right? Right, guys? This is coming up to 4 root 2. Any doubts? So what I mean by that is the inner square. Okay, this is basically 4 root 2 length of one side. Any doubts so far? Now, what is the area of this particular square, guys? What is the area of this particular square? 4 root 2 whole square, right? So what is this coming up to? 32, right? Any doubts, guys? So what we can see is, so one thing that we have understood is basically GP series. This is happening, right? Why? The reason behind is the outer square is, let's say, 64 and the inner square is 32, right? So what we can get is, what is the guys, one more concept over here is, what is the sum of a infinitely decreasing GP series? How can we figure it out? So it is nothing but sum is basically equals to A divided by 1 minus R, where actually the common ratio, right, between the successive terms. So over here, if you look at it, what is the common ratio between the successive terms? It is nothing but 30 divided by 64, right? That is half. And A is basically the first term of the series. Now over here we already know that the first term of the series is 64. We know what is the value of R, so we can easily figure out what is the sum of all the series, I mean all the squares. So that is nothing but 64 divided by 1 minus half, right? Now why are we taking a infinitely decreasing GP series, guys? Now understand one thing, guys. For if you look at the sides of the particular squares, right? So what is the ratio of the sides of the squares, guys? So what I'm trying to say is, if you look at it, these particular squares that are there, their sides are basically in the ratio of 8 by 4 root 2, right? So which is nothing but, okay, or basically the sides are in the ratio of 2 root 2, right? Any doubts? So if the sides are, so what we are having is, any doubts so far, guys? If you are having any doubts, please feel free to ask it. Any doubts? Anything that, because we are using two concepts over here. One is of a continuous GP, okay, or infinitely continuous GP, right? Infinitely continuous GP. Sorry guys, the pen is not working properly over here. Let me write over here. Okay, so one concept that we are working over here is infinitely continuous GP series, okay, and the other thing that we have done over here is the area of squares. So what we mean by that is, if we are touching the midpoints of the sides of a square, the figure so for the square, and what happens is, area of so if you compare the ratio of the areas of those two, that is the square formed by touching the midpoints of the earlier square, okay, so the areas are also in the form of the square. Okay, so these are the two concepts that we have been using. Okay, so what we have seen over here is, the common ratio is basically 1:2. Okay, we can see that the first term is A, so R is basically half, that is what we have gained. So sum is basically equals to 64 divided by 1 minus half, right? So if we solve it, what is it that we are getting? We are getting 64 divided by half, or 64 into 2, 128. Okay, so option A will be the answer over here. Any doubts? Okay, so let us move ahead with the next question. Okay, guys, so here's the next question for all of you. You have exactly 1.5 minutes time to solve this. Okay, guys, one request to all of you, please do try to solve it. Okay, I'm seeing only Anand is trying to solve it, so it's a request to everyone, do try to solve the questions. Okay, and do post your answers there, so there's nothing right or wrong. So even if you're answering it wrong, that's absolutely fine, but what is more important is to understand where are we standing at present, and we'll not be able to do that until and unless we are solving the questions. Okay, so guys, 1.5 minutes time for this particular question. Okay, okay, anyone done with the answer? This is a slightly you need to do a few calculations before solving this particular problem, but still, anyone with the solution, please let me know. Anyone done with the solution, guys? But not very difficult, okay? It all depends on how you visualize the problem. So guys, we are close to ending the timer. So it's about to be 1 minute 30 seconds. Anyone solving it? Then I'll wait, or else I'll solve it for you guys. Anyone solving it? Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me start solving it for you guys. So let us first try to understand what the question is asking. Okay, on a semicircle with diameter AD, okay, chord BC is parallel to the diameter. So let us draw a semicircle first. Let me just clean this thing up. Okay, so let us 7.5. Okay, so Anand is saying it is 7.5, right? Let's see. Let us try to solve it. Okay, Anand. I also don't know the answer, to be very honest. I need to solve it once, because this question is a new one for me too. So what is stating is on a semicircle with diameter AD. So this is AD, right? Now chord BC is parallel to the diameter. So let us draw a chord which is parallel to the diameter. Okay, this is, let's say, chord BC. Okay, now further, each of the chords AB and CD has length 2. Okay, so what we are doing is we are joining these two. Okay, so CD is getting joined, and AB, and these are of length 2. This is what is known, right? So this is of length 2, while AD has length 8. So we also know that AD is of length 8. Okay, what is the length of BC? Okay, so BC is what we need to figure out, right? Okay, fine. So let's see. So Anand is saying it will be 7.5. Let's see how do we solve it. Okay, so let us do one thing. We need to do two small constructions over here. Okay, let me do the constructions with a different color so that you get to understand it was not a part of the question. Okay, so what I'll do over here is, let me just make a simple construction BD. Okay, now if BD is what we are constructing, guys, what we can say is triangle ABD is a right angle triangle. Can you say that, yes or no? That triangle ABD is basically a right angle triangle. Now if triangle ABD is a right angle triangle, then we can say that BD is basically nothing but root over of 8 square minus 2 square, right guys? Can you say this? So this is nothing but root over of 64 minus 4, right? So that's root over of 60, right? We are in a position to say that. Now next, guys, let us do one small construction over here. So we got BD, right? So let us do one small construction over here. Let's say this is F. Okay, now guys, if we look at this particular triangle, that is triangle ABD, right? So if you're looking at triangle ABD, what is the area of triangle ABD? It is nothing but half base into height. So which is nothing but, so if we are dropping a perpendicular BF, right, on AD from B, so that is what we have done. So we are very much in a position to say half of BF is into AD, right, is basically equal to half of AB into BD, right? Why so? Because we know that this is a right angle triangle and this is also a 90 degree, right? A triangle that is drawn on the circumference, or any angle that is drawn on the circumference from the diameter is basically equals to 90 degree. So this is also 90 degree. So if this is 90 degree, then this can also be taken as the base and this as the height, right? So if that is the case, what are we getting over here? Very simple. So this is becoming half of BF, right? So BF is something we don't have, right? See guys, first of all, understand one thing. What is the challenge over here? We need to figure out BC, right? We have AD. Now, if we are trying to figure out BC, all that we have to do is we need to figure out this is AF and GD, right? If we have AF and GD, so if you figure out any of this one, so either you figure out AF or either you figure out GD, them will be same. The moment you have them, subtract it from 8, you will get BC. So challenge over here is to figure out what is AF, right? So in order to do that, what we are seeing over here is we know AB, right? Now if we can figure out BF, right? So then in this particular right angle triangle, we can easily figure out AF, right? So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to figure out what is the value of BF, okay? So what we got over here is half of BF is basically equals to half of AB, right? So AB is basically 2, right, into BD, right? So BD is, what did you see, is equals to root over of 60, right? So this is what we are having. So 2 and 2 getting cancelled. So BF is basically equals to 2 root 60. Any doubts? BF is basically equals to 2 root 60. Any doubts, guys? So this is nothing but basically equals to 4 into 15, right? Any doubts, guys? Okay, so now we have BF, right? We have AB, so we can easily figure out what is the value of AF. So what will be, how can we figure out what is AF? AF is nothing but root over of 2 square, right? 2 square minus BF. So BF is something we already know. This is 16 into 15, right? So the moment you get this, just a second, guys. I think I have gone wrong somewhere. Just a moment, guys. Is there any calculation mistake that you guys are getting to figure out? Because BF is becoming more than AB, so this should not be the case. So BF is, so half into, okay, sorry guys. Over here I forgot to add AD. So apologies for this, guys. So I have calculated the BF value wrong. So this is actually half of BF into AD. So I forgot to add the AD part over here. So it will be 8. That is equals to half into 2 into root over 60. So these two are getting crossed out. So this is coming 4. So BF is basically equals to becoming root 60 by 4, or this is basically equals to root by 2, right? Okay, now what we have to do is AF can be figured out because we already have BF, we already have AB. So what will be AF, guys? So AF is nothing but root over of, right, 4, that is 2 square, minus 15 by 4, right? Any doubts, guys? So what is this boiling down to? This is boiling down to, any doubts so far, guys? Okay, so this is boiling down to 16 by 16. So this is boiling down to 16 minus 15 by 4, right, whole root over, right? So 16 minus 15 by 4 is basically nothing but equals to half, right? So AF is equals to half and GD is also equals to half, right? Now from both the sides, if AF is, GD is equals to half, what we need to do is from 8 we need to basically subtract half minus half, right? This is what is equals to BC. Okay, so 8 minus half is basically equals to 7. So that is your answer. So length of BC is basically equals to 7. Any doubts? So Anand, it will not be 7.5, it will be 7. Any doubts? Did you get to understand how we solved it? Anand, did you get to understand how we solved it? Any doubts? Okay. So on that note, let us move ahead with the next question. Okay. So here is the next question, guys. And you have exactly okay, so this is the same question, guys. I'm really sorry. Okay, so just that the diagram is given and the diagram was not given. Okay, so let us move ahead. Yeah, so here is the next question. Okay, so you have exactly 1.5 minutes time for this once again. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll give you 2 minutes time. This is a little bit difficult question, so I'll give you 2 minutes time to. CAT 2018, even I cannot afford subscription due to money problems. Uh, Anand, just a second. Let me just place this. Okay. So guys, the 2 minutes time to solve this. Okay. Now, Anand, yes, definitely. We are having ample number of, YouTube sessions that are there, which are completely free of cost. Apart from that, Anand, there are, special classes that we conduct on Unacademy platform. That those are also free of cost. And we also have ample number of recorded sessions. Okay, the recorded classes that are there, so do follow them. You will get a lot of content, but yes, if you are having any doubts, please feel free to comment on the platform itself. We will definitely be more than happy to help you guys. Okay, but yes, do remain engaged with the courses that are there. Be very regular with the educators whom you are following whenever they're coming live. Okay, so this is the question for you guys. 2 minutes time. Anyone up with the answer? And about CAT 2018 score, do not worry about it. Exams like CAT failures are a part of it, so do not worry about it at all. Okay, stay focused. Definitely you will be getting success. So Anand, do not worry about it. Okay, all the best for CAT 2019, and we are definitely here to help you. Okay, so any answers for this particular question? So guys, I am not discussing the concepts in details over here. Okay, so for that we have dedicated classes, and also there are recorded sessions which you can follow for the concepts, but this is a crash course on problem solving, hence since and that is why we are solving more and more problems over here. Okay, okay, Anand, I hope they are helping you guys. If there is any feedback for me in terms of the recorded sessions that are there, please feel free to give it, because it helps us create much better content for you guys. Okay, so I hope the courses are doing serving the purpose for which they were created, right? Okay, so any answers so far? So guys, we are almost close to the 2 minutes time. Is anyone solving it? Then I'll wait for another 30 seconds, or I'll start solving it for you guys. Anyone who is solving it? Okay, let me just solve it for you guys. Okay, so a diagram is also given, and it's stated that a circle with radius 2 is placed against a right angle. Okay, another smaller circle is also placed as shown in the adjoining figure. Okay, what is the radius of the smaller circle? So what we have to do is, challenging part over here is to figure out the radius of this smaller circle. Okay, how do we do it? So guys, let us do one thing. The diagram is fairly simple. So let us say this is O. This is the center of the bigger circle. Okay, and let us say this particular point, okay, is O dash, okay, which is the center of the smaller circle. Okay, any doubts so far? Cool. Now let me do one small thing. Let me just join, and this part let us say is B. Okay, cool guys. So what I'll do over here is, let me join OB, okay, through O dash B. Okay, so these 3 points are collinear, and I am joining all 3 of them. Right now, we know that this is 2 centimeters. Right now, if I am actually dropping this 2, so this is also 2 centimeters. Right guys. Now if this is 2 and this is also 2, right, what is the value of OB? So we can see that basically this is particular right angle triangle where both the sides, or rather it's not just a right angle triangle, it's a right angle isosceles triangle. Okay, so if this is a right angle isosceles triangle, then what will be the length of this hypotenuse? It is nothing but root over of 2 square plus 2 square, right? Which is nothing but 2 root 2, right? Any doubts so far? Anand, any doubts so far? Please feel free to comment, okay, if you're facing any doubts with the concepts that I'm teaching. I'm going very slow and I'm going step by step. There's no jump in steps when I solve sums, okay? Now, we got that much, right? So, let me just mark this particular point as OD, okay? And let us say area of this particular smaller circle is basically R, it's small r, okay? Let us consider. So, this R is what we are trying to figure out. Okay, so again guys, we are in a position to say that OB is basically equal to OD plus O dash D plus there will be twice of O dash D, because that's the radius that we are getting, right? So we will be taking 2 times of it, because we are taking the entire diameter of that smaller circle, right? Plus okay, let us do this a little bit simpler. OB is equals to OD, right, plus O dash D plus O dash B, right? Any doubts? We can write this part, right? Simple 3 parts are over here, right? OD is here, O dash D is here, and O dash B is here, right? So what we know is OD is basically equals to 2, right? Because that's the radius of the bigger circle, right? Plus O dash D is basically equals to R. This is what we have assumed. Now, we are stuck with what will be O dash B. Now, over here guys, look over here, okay? So, this is basically O dash B, right? Now, and we all know that this part is R and this part is R. So, if you actually make this diagram a little bigger, okay? So, let's say this is the magnified version of the smaller, circle that is there. Okay, and this is the thing. So if you magnify this smaller portion, let's say it looks like this. Okay, so this is B, this is basically O dash, and this is D. Okay, so let's say this is the case, right? Now we know that this part, okay, is basically equals to smaller, and this part is also equals to smaller. Then what will be O dash B, guys? O dash B is nothing but root over of R square plus R square, in the same way the way which we got that OB is equals to 2 root 2. Okay, so this is basically nothing but what is this coming up to? R root 2, right? So we can say that O dash B R root 2, right? Now what we have also seen is OB is equals to 2 root 2. So let us place 2 root 2 over here. So what we are having right now, we are having one equation and there is one variable that needs to be solved for. Solve it, right? So let us solve this equation. Okay. Any doubts so far, guys? Then I'll delete this part and then I'll start rewriting. Any doubts so far? Okay. So what we got till now is 2 root 2 is basically equals to 2 plus R root 2. Okay. So what is this coming up to? R 1 plus root 2 is basically equals to 2 root 2 minus 2, right? Now let us do one thing. So R is basically equals to, right? Let me take minus 2 common. Okay, so this is making 1 minus root 2, right? This divided by 1 plus root 2, right guys? Why am I taking this minus out? Because I need to make this particular thing look similar to this one. Why is it so? What I'll do over here is I'll simply multiply by 1 minus root 2 over here again. Okay, so if I'm multiplying by 1 minus root 2 over here again, what are we getting? Minus 2, right, into 1 minus root 2 whole square is basically equals to 1 minus 2, right? Why so? Because a plus b into a minus b gives us a square minus b square. So that is what is happening over here. So this is boiling down to minus 2, right, into 1 plus 2, right, minus 2 root 2, right, divided by minus 1. So minus at the denominator and minus at the numerator, so the minus minus gets cancelled out. So what are we having now? So what we are having is minus 2 into 3 minus root 2, right? So this is basically boiling down to, so sorry, this minus is not there anymore, right? 2 into 3 minus 2 root 2. So this is nothing but 6 minus 4 root 2, right? Which is nothing but option D. Any doubts, guys, so far? Any doubts with this sum? So we have used quite a number of concepts over here, and the answer is coming down to 6 minus 4 root 2. Any doubts? Okay, so since there are no doubts, let us move ahead with the next question. Okay, let's go ahead. Let me just say, okay. Here is the next question, guys. You have exactly 1.5 minutes time to solve this one. Okay. So guys, as and when I'm presenting the questions in front of you, do try to solve it once, okay, because that will help me understand how far your understanding is of the subject, okay. So one small clue for you guys, we will be using a very important concept over here, that is similarity of triangles, okay. Anyone up with the answer already? Anyone still solving it? Okay. You have exactly 30 seconds left, guys. After that, I'll solve it for you guys. But before that, I definitely want all of you to try solving it, okay? Because that will actually help you understand where you're standing in terms of your preparation levels. So, please do try to solve it, okay? If anyone is solving it, please let me know. Then I can definitely give you another 30 to 40 seconds and then we'll solve it. There is no hurry. But if you guys are not solving it, then I'll solve it for you guys. Okay, so let me just quickly solve it for you guys, okay? But before that, guys, one request to all of you, please do make an attempt to solve the questions as and when we are going through it, okay? Now, over here, guys, you can see that there are two triangles that are there, right? We can see two triangles that are there. The question is asking, consider the triangle ABC shown in the following figure, okay? Where BC is equals to 12 centimeters, DB is equals to 9 centimeters and CD is equals to 6 centimeters. And angle BCD, that is this angle, is basically equals to angle BAC, that is this angle, okay. What is the ratio of the perimeter of triangle ADC, okay, so that is this triangle, to that of triangle BDC? So so now, guys, we already can figure out the perimeter of triangle BDC, right? That is easy. We have all the three sides. The challenging part is to figure out AD and AC, so that we can figure out the perimeter of triangle ADC as well, right? So how do we do it? Now, guys, let me just quickly show you one thing. Focus on these two triangles, okay? That is triangle BDC, okay, and this bigger triangle, that is triangle ABC, okay. Focus on these two triangles. Now if you focus on these two triangles, guys, what we have is angle B, okay, is common. Angle B is common for both the triangles, so that is definitely equal. The next thing that we are having is, just a second guys, let me change the pen color, okay, that is angle C of the smaller triangle, okay, or angle BCD of triangle BDC is equals to angle BAC of the bigger triangle. So two triangles out of the three triangles are equal, right? So the third triangle that is there, that is triangle angle BDC, or let me just take another pen to make things a little bit easy for you guys to understand. Let me take the green one, okay. So angle BDC, right, for the smaller triangle is equal to angle BAC, or sorry, or it is equals to angle BCA for the bigger triangle, right? So what we can see is all the three angles of the two triangles are same, right? So we are very much in a position to say that triangle, just a second guys. So we are very much in a position to say that triangle BDC is similar to triangle ABC. Any doubts, guys? Okay. Now, with that note, let me draw these two triangles. Let's say this is my smaller triangle, and let's say this is my bigger triangle. Okay, and these two triangles are similar. Okay, so this is what we have already proved. Right now, what we can see is angle B is common to both. So let us say this is B and this is B for both the triangles. Okay. Now, what we can see is angle BAC for the bigger triangle is equal to angle BCD for the smaller triangle. So A for the bigger triangle, okay, is corresponding to C, vertex C for the smaller triangle. Next, what we are left with is D for the smaller triangle. So this will correspond to C for the bigger triangle, right? So we have already seen that angle BDC is equals to angle BCA, right? So this is how the two triangles will look like if we say that the two triangles are similar, right? Now, if that is the case, guys, we need to figure out AD, right? In order to figure out AD, we need to know what is AB, right? Any doubts, guys? We need to figure out AB, right? So are we in a position to say that AB, okay, that is this side, divided by BC? Okay, so now simply I will be comparing the ratio of the sides. Okay, BC is basically equals to CD, right? Is basically equals to just a second guys, I need to check. So CD is what we know, right? We are trying to figure out AB. So we are comparing AB. Just a second guys, I'm just trying to figure out one thing. So so what are the things that we know over here? BC is basically equals to 12, right? This is what we know. We also know that CD is equals to 6, right? And we know that BD is equals to 9, right? So we also know that over here, what are the things that we know? Out of A, B, C, D, we know BC is equals to 9, okay. Right, guys? This Deepak Shukla is saying 6 by 9, okay. Have I done anything wrong with the arrangement of the triangles? This is correct, right? Deepak? So, but why is this? So, angle B is corresponding to angle B, that is fine. A is going with C, okay. And D is going with C for the bigger triangle, right? So, this is what is happening, okay. BD, Okay, BD is equals to 9. Okay, DC is equals to 6. Fine. Okay, DC is wait, DC is equals to 6 and BC is equals to 12, right? So this is equals to BC, right? So sorry guys, this will not be 9, so this is where I was stuck. So this will be equal to 12, right? Clear guys? Because BC is actually equals to 12 and this is also happening to be BC, so this will be 12, right? So this is the only thing that I was stuck with. Sorry guys. Okay, now with that thing in mind, what we have over here is AB, right? AB by BC is basically equals to BC by BD, right? Can we say that? We can say that, right? So we know what is the value of BC, right? So that is basically becoming AB, right, by BC is 12 is equals to BC over here is once again equals to 12 by what is BD? BD is basically 9, right? So what we can see over here is AB is basically equals to 12 into 12 divided by 9. So what is this coming up to? So this is coming up to 4, 3, and this is once again coming up to 4. So this is coming up to 16, right? Now, if AB is 16 and BD is basically equals to 9, so AD will be equal to 7, right? Any doubts? Okay, so AD is equals to 7. So what will be AC, guys? Can we figure out AC? So we need to now figure out what is AC, right? So let us try to figure out AC. So AC, in the same way we will figure out AC by CD, okay, is basically equals to BD, sorry, AC by CD I have taken, no, so not that way, that is equals to BC by BD, right? So what is it coming up to? AC by what is CD? CD is 6, right, is equals to BC. BC is 12, right? And what is BD? BD once again, okay. So what is this coming up to? AC is basically equals to, sorry guys, AC is basically equals to 12 into 6, right, divided by 9. So this is once again coming up to 4 and this is coming up to 2. So this is 8, right? So we got that AC is basically, now we can easily figure out what is the value, what is the perimeter of triangle ADC. So what is the perimeter of triangle ADC? What do we have to do? Ratio of perimeter of triangle ADC to triangle BDC. So what is perimeter of triangle ADC? Now it's simple addition, right? So this by perimeter of triangle, what is it? BDC, right? So what is it coming up to? So the what is the perimeter of this one? That is 8 plus 6, 8 plus 6 and plus 7, right? So this is 13 plus 8, that is 21, okay. And what is this one? It's nothing but 9 plus 12, that is 21, 21 plus 6, that is 27, right? So this is coming up to 7 by 9. Okay, so the answer over here will be option A, that is 7 by 9. So Deepak, it will be 7 by 9. Please do recheck where did you go wrong. Okay, any doubts, guys? Which part do you want me to repeat, Deepak? Which part do you want me to repeat? Sorry guys, so which part do you want me to repeat? See, length of these three sides are becoming 7 plus 8 plus 6, right? So what is 7 plus 6 plus 8? So this is nothing but 21, right? So 21 is the perimeter for triangle ADC. And what is the perimeter of triangle C? It's nothing but 9 plus 6 plus 12, right? So that is 21 plus 6, that is 27. So it's 21 by 27, right? So 21 by 27 is nothing but 7 by 9. Is it fine? Is it fine, Deepak? Is it doubt you are having? Okay. So guys, there was one more question that was, okay, cool. Okay, so there was one more question that was there that I wanted to solve today, but actually there is no time left for today, so we have already overshot time. So we will be definitely taking it up in the next session. But before that, guys, this is the link to my profile on Unacademy. Okay, do follow it and definitely share it with the other management entrance exams aspirants who are there, so you will get ample number of free content. Okay, along with that, guys, I'm also a plus educator, so you can definitely attend my classes. And this course was basically a demo of a broader course that is there. Okay, so this is a complete course on geometry which we are doing on in 8 sessions that is there, and 2 quizzes that are there. Okay, so do visit this particular link, do follow it, do share it with the other management entrance exams aspirant, and definitely make the maximum use of the Unacademy platform. Okay, next session will be next month. I'm not yet sure about the timings, but stay tuned. Do follow me on the platform. I do post when my next class is on. Okay, so that is something I post. So do download the Unacademy app and follow me on the app, right? So that whenever I'm posting something over there, so I do post my session timings, and I do post my, whenever I'm going live on YouTube, I do post those things over there, so you'll get a ping. Okay, so do follow me so that you get all the notifications. So thank you so much, guys. It was a really nice session with all of you. Okay, and we'll be back sometime in next month very soon. Okay, bye, guys. Building concept for geometry. So ideally, see, I suggest there are ample content that is available on on Unacademy platform itself. So I have a entire course. I mean, I have 6 courses, right? In those 6 courses, I have so the courses are broken down into, there is one course on triangles, there is one course on circles and quadrilaterals, there is one duration. Okay, and there are 2 courses, there are 3 courses on problem solving. Okay, sorry, 2 courses on problem solving and 1 course on lines and angles. So these 6 courses, you will get all the concepts that you require for geometry. Okay, apart from that, if you want to understand in terms of texts, so you can follow any textbooks, because in terms of the conceptual part, that is very clear in most of the textbooks or the material of the offline coaching centers that are there. Okay, but where it becomes difficult or different is the types of problems that is being solved. Okay, that is which makes a book good or bad. Okay, now in terms of that, honestly, I have not come across any of the books which are really very sound and proof in terms of the concepts they deliver, the way they solve the problems, right? For that, I think you need the personalized training is the best thing that you can go ahead with. And also, we are having complete courses on Unacademy subscription. So do take Unacademy subscription. Over there, you will be getting most of the courses or most of the chapters for quant, DIL, and VA getting covered. Okay, hope I could answer your question, Deepak. So thank you so much, guys. We'll meet you guys again soon. Okay, till then, bye and take care.